What's up everyone? Sam in the studio, and hope that you're well. I know these have been crazy times, and so wanted to just share a little bit with you today. Hopefully maybe a little bit of encouragement. It is something that I get asked quite a bit, and I think that I've just been spinning this a lot in my head lately. I get asked this question: is it that you need to be in LA or New York or Nashville or one of the music hubs in order to kind of be within and working within the music industry, to work deeper on a more professional level in music? Do you need to be in one of these places? Do I need to move to Los Angeles or Nashville to plug into the music industry? And I think it's a really good question. And first I just wanted to kind of say, as I'm just watching what's been happening in the last weeks, as with the coronavirus, everyone's been told to kind of stay at home, and we're social distancing from each other. It's been very interesting that watching all the people in the music industry kind of go to their places and work out of their places, and there's not as many meetings going on, unless you want to say Zoom meetings or digital virtual meetings or something like that. But I think that it's kind of brought up something that I've thought about a lot already, and kind of how I answer that question already. And that is, I don't believe that your destination necessarily determines your destiny when it comes to music. I think I've observed and seen people from all different places, not necessarily here in Los Angeles or Nashville or some big music hub. I've seen people from all over thrive and do really well in the music business. And I think there's a couple of things that you can do, and I think especially right now, this might be just the opportune time to kind of keep going with this stuff and to jump in if you're really wanting to do music production, songwriting, building up a catalog of songs, getting your music out there, getting your music plugged into different things. This, I think, might just be the opportune time. So I wanted to just share a little bit, encourage you maybe a little bit, that here is your time that you could be doing a bunch of different things. So I would just encourage you to look at it, that these relationships can still be ongoing. There's so many great avenues that you can connect with people and collaborate and work together through social media, meeting on so many different places: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Gosh, I feel like I've even made some new connections recently, and none of these are really happening face to face. So one of the things that I want to just point out is a lot of people are at home more, and that might open up more opportunities. So I know during a time like this, sometimes people look at job losses and the industry and think, oh no, it might be something that would cause some people anxiety or to freeze. What's going to happen to the television industry and the movie industry and the music industry? And I would argue that maybe now more than ever might be a really good time to double down and to start really pushing yourself with your own craft, to collaborate a little bit more and to reach out and make more connections and plug into more people. Again, you probably have more people in the industry than ever kind of doing the same thing. They're at home, they're maybe at a computer a little bit more, they're kind of working remotely. Work might be a season for them that's a little bit down, and it might be a little bit easier for you to collaborate with. Perfect example is maybe you have some songs that are really close that might need some session musicians in there, and some artists, guys, bands, people that play drums, guitars, program, make beats, all these different type of things, they might be a little bit more accessible during this time because they're not on the road, they're not out touring, they're not working in the studios, like the bigger studios some of the time. And so that might just open up an opportunity right there to reach out to them and say, hey, how would you feel about collaborating on something, during this time? And I think it's a win-win because you're building a relationship. You might, be able to work on something that's very encouraging to both of you, and you might just take this opportunity to get something really cool started that might not have happened with our busy lives. So, and secondly, that brings up to just, again, I can't say enough, your destiny in the music does not go with where you live. There is so much things. You should feel empowered. There's so many things you can do with the internet, with a little recording rig, with just your own creativity, working on your craft to get it better. There's so many things you can be doing to push that forward. There's no reason to freeze. There's no reason to be stuck. That's all I really wanted to encourage you with today is, maybe go online and educate yourself a little bit, or learn a little bit more about some software or some different ways you can get your music out there. You know, for getting your music out for like video games or television, you might look at places like Songtradr or Taxi, or see if you could submit some songs to a company like Crucial who takes music and gets it out there. What about some campaigns on YouTube or Spotify? Work on Spotify playlists. You might try to find someone who's got a playlist that's music like yours and see if you can't link up with them. Or even better yet, make your own Spotify playlist. Try to include some other musicians. See, it's just a win-win, because then everyone feels good about the music and what you're creating and the stuff. There's a very collaborative, cool thing that I feel like is going on during this time that you can jump in with instead of just observing from the outside. And it doesn't matter your destination. It doesn't matter where you are, your location. Location does not determine your music business destiny. So much you can be doing. So all of that said, I just wanted to encourage you. Question I get asked all the time: do I need to live in one of these hotspots in order to really get plugged in and be working with the pros? And I would argue this is a great time to kind of jump in, make connections, meet people, maybe try utilizing some trades. You're good at something, someone's good at something else. See if you can put the pieces together. Yes, there's a business side. That's why they call it the music business. But there's just been such a great camaraderie and feeling amongst artists and musicians. And what not a great time to jump in and be part of that and connect with people and keep forwarding what you're making and you're creating. Keep working on those songs. Keep working on making them better. Get them to some different people for feedback. Keep trying to sharpen them, make them better. Learn mixing a little bit better. Maybe find a mastering person that's willing to make a deal right now during these times. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And what you're going to see, what you're going to find is during all this crazy time that we're living through, it might be really seen as a great growth for you. Might be something that just grows you, that you can look back on and say, I created those songs during that time. I made this relationship during this time. I put myself out there and something got used, or something blew up, or got listened to a whole bunch of times. I just think it's a great time to plug into the music industry. So hope that helps. Hope you're staying encouraged. You know, drop a comment below, like how you're doing, what you're working on. I love to hear that kind of stuff. So if you would hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and go below and just share with me, like, what are you doing in the music industry? How have you been fruitful in doing things and progressing in the last weeks and months in the music industry? Sam in the studio in Whittier, California. And until the next YouTube video, hope you're well. Take it easy.